the All-State Sugar Bowl between Kansas State and Alabama. Alabama is a 6.5-point favorite, over under 56. The breaking news here is Alabama apparently has no opt-outs. Bryce Young, Will Anderson, Gibbs, they're, a lot of their projected first or second round draft picks on the defensive side, talking Battle and Young and Malachi Moore. Apparently they're all playing. There's a couple guys in the transfer portal, mainly at wide receiver, and they lost a starting offensive lineman. But it looks like everyone is a go. Battle, Branch, Moore on the defensive side, everyone on the offensive end is a go for Alabama. And same thing with Kansas State. So I played this completely wrong. I took Kansas State plus 4.5, and I assume that why would Bryce Young play this game? He's going to be maybe the number one overall pick. Why would Will Anderson play? But I don't know. Apparently everyone in Alabama is going to play, so I'm stuck. So I have to, I have a bad number and I can't buy out of it. So I'm stuck with Kansas State. If you follow me, let's go Email, but I'm stuck here. So anyone that's looking at this game now with the current line, current projected total, and you're basically assuming like everyone is a go on both sides outside of some, wide Trayshawn Holden, JoJo Earl, a couple of the wide receiver contributors, and then one starting offensive lineman for Alabama. If everyone's a full go here, what's the play in the Sugar Bowl?
Yeah, the play here is the over. And the reason is because the two biggest factors in this game are going to be Jahmyr Gibbs and Deuce Vaughn. So the question is which defense is going to have the ability to take care of these, these huge threats that can run the ball. They can take dump off in the flats. They can hit crossers, and Jahmyr Gibbs and Deuce Vaughn, this is their show right away. So when you look at, who's better at defending the rush, Alabama finished 52nd in defensive rushing success rate. Kansas State finished 46th in the same metric on defense. So neither of them really wins that. You look at stuff rate, Alabama a bit better, but I don't really see these two backs going in between the tackles. That's not going to be the game plan for them. And then when you look at the other metrics, it's just kind of leaky on defense. Like Kansas State is 105th in defensive line yards. That tells me Jahmyr Gibbs is going to be able to run the ball any down and distance. He's going to be able to get there. When you look at Alabama, they're outside the top 50 in the same thing. So all things being said, there are advantages here for both offenses and finishing drives. They're both going to put up points when they get past the 40. Each defense has worse metrics on the defensive side than they do on the offensive side. And Alabama, they really trump Kansas State in strength of schedule, strength of record. So if you had to take a side, I would be all in on Alabama here. It's a game that I would project at 7, but more importantly, I think the total should be a touchdown higher. I would love to get the key of 55. There's a lot of 56s out there on the board. So if forced to play the over 56, I would. If you can find a 55.5, buy it down to key, I would. But there's just too many advantages for both Jahmyr Gibbs and Deuce Vaughn in these advanced analytics. And I don't see a lot of containment of those two exclusive backs. So over all the way for me.
Yeah. And I know everyone in Alabama is going to play, but is the prep, Alabama's supposed to be a college football playoff usually. Like, are they going to take the prep as serious, and is the motivation all there now? They're all playing, so you would think yes. But do you think can you expect everyone in Alabama to play the whole game? Like, is it going to be because Bryce Young's going to be potentially the number one pick? Yeah. Is it going to be? Could potentially he be rotating possessions? What do you think there? Is it? It's tough.
Yeah, I mean, I think the problem with Alabama is there's never been any consistency with the wide receivers the entire season. They're just not going to flip a switch and have that start. Trayshawn Holden's out, Christian Leary, JoJo Earl, but then there are other players where the connection just has not been there whatsoever. So even if he is in the game and he is throwing deep, doesn't matter, because that is a great place to attack Kansas State. But Alabama has not shown enough consistency to get that done. It's really going to be what it's been all year, which is Jahmyr Gibbs, just being untouchable when he's full strength, which he is. I think the other interesting thing is on the other side of the ball, Adrian Martinez should be completely amped up to play in this game. He needs some, good goodbye film before he tries to play in the NFL or play in another league or whatever his future is going to hold. But this could be it for Adrian Martinez. So, there's definitely some more motivation on the Kansas State side. I just don't see Alabama's passing game turning on the light switch and figuring it out here, because they have not figured it out all season.
Yeah, it should be a big Gibbs game, because can you really see Bryce Young running a lot in this game, risking, he's not going to run at all, right? So he's going to be checking it down to Gibbs a ton. Gibbs is going to be doing most of the running. I can't see Bryce Young like diving into defenders to pick up a first down on a scramble, right?
Well, yeah, and considering how poor Kansas State is in the line yards outside the top 100, don't you think we'd see Jalen Milroe in there running zone read with Jahmyr Gibbs? That makes more sense in this game.